So I have all 6 books from Stephanie Garber. So we have, I know this is the first one. This is Caraval. It's like iridescent. I ordered it on Amazon last night and it got here in the morning. Like, by the time I woke up at 7:45, they were here. Legendary. Finale. Once Upon a Broken Heart. The Ballad of Never After, and A Curse for True Love. I was debating getting the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition or the one that's just like this because I wanted them to match, but then like they're the same price, so might as well. Plus, look at this like cover. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm like, they're the same thing, same price, might as well. And she's gorgeous. She's pretty. I think she's just a plain, yeah, she's just plain. With a little arrow. That's so cute. Okay. So, now that I have finished Iron Flame, we are going to start it. We're gonna jump into it. This will not be spoiler free. I'm sorry. I need to give my full thoughts. So, unfortunately, it won't be spoiler free. So, we're gonna start with Caraval. I'm gonna try and finish these as quickly as I can. Like a week for each series. Doubt that's gonna happen, but we're gonna try. And it's gonna be great towards my reading goal because I am currently at, let me let you know. I'm at 68 out of 75 books. So I'm on track. Once I finish these, I'll complete my reading goal, I think. I'll almost complete my reading goal once I finish all these. That's so exciting. So I have so many books that I want to read this month and I'm actually going to be very committed to reading. Promise. I only read 4 books this month and I still have a book to finish from a series. Maybe I should read that one first before starting this. Nah, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna read a couple chapters of this. I'm gonna give myself a goal. So let me see. I think I'll read up to, okay, I'll read up to this. I opened randomly and it showed me like this, which is, it says The Night of Caraval Eve. So that's 77 pages. That's manageable. Okay, I'm gonna read 77 pages. Okay, I know I said I was gonna read it last night, but I was too tired, so I fell asleep. But now I'm reading, and I just read technically the 2nd chapter because the 1st chapter is just full of the letters that she sent the Caraval Master. What the f? The dad literally punched his daughter in the face with his rings. Like, he adjusted his rings just to punch her in the face. So we have 2 main characters. We have Scarlett and Donatella, but they use her nickname. I call her Thea. I speak Spanish, so, and a lot of the things in this book are in Spanish, like a lot of the names. Like El Beso de Oro, I'm gonna pronounce Thea's name in Spanish. So they're sisters. Scarlett is older. Scarlett is older by a year. I read that in the letters. I have to see and go back to see how old they are now so I can discern that. But anyways, Scarlett finally got a letter back from the master of the Caraval Carnival, whatever. And so she runs down to tell her sister, and her sister is like about to get it on with the sailor. And then she's like, no, like, I need to tell you something, like, come here. And so she tells her, and her sister lights up and she's like, we have to go. And Julian hears and he's like, I know where that is, like, I can take you for a price. And he wants the other ticket to be admitted to Caraval. So, and then the dad came and caught them all, and he's like, oh, like, I know you were like kissing my daughter, which one was it? And Thea was like, it was Scarlett, knowing damn well it was not Scarlett. But she was like, it was Scarlett, it was Scarlett. And then they were both like rebuttaling, and the dad's like, no. Yeah, the sailor, he's like, who'd you kiss? And he looked at Thea, and Thea mouthed Scarlett. So he said Scarlett, and then he hit Thea instead. Like, he literally adjusted his rings and punched her in the face twice. And she started bleeding. So I think this is going to be like the pivoting point, the turning point where Scarlett's like, fuck this, let's go. Let's go to the Caraval. It doesn't matter if I'm not married yet, so I can get off this isle. Let's go. So now I'm excited to see where it takes us. Okay, update. I'm about to start chapter 8. But so they did leave the isle with Julian, which was the sailor. So they left and they had to drug her. They basically kidnapped Scarlett to take her away from Trisida. So now they are on the Isla of Sueños, and when Scarlett woke up, she was in a dingy little boat with just her and Julian, and she's like, where is Thea? And he's like, I dropped off Thea because this boat can only hold 2 people. And she's like, okay, whatever. They had to jump off the boat and swim in the icy, cold-ass water to the shore where what she thought was white sand, it was snow. It's like freezing, and they're like in their undergarments now because like if she would have swam with her dress, she would have drowned. So they're looking for Thea, and he's like, we should focus on getting somewhere warm and then looking for your sister because I'm freezing and you're freezing and we're just gonna die out here if you keep looking for your damn sister. I dropped her off and she was fine. So they're like walking around, and she's like noticing all these weird shops, like, oh, come back an hour ago, opened yesterday, like just some random things. And it's like, oh, a clock that could go back in time, or just like glasses that could see into the future. And she's like, whoa, this is like so like interesting, like I've never seen things like this. And then they finally go to a shop that says fine, always open, and it's like a shop about clocks. And they go in and she sees clothes. Julian's like, oh look, there's clothes over here, let's go put them on. And he's like, oh, looks like somebody keeping an eye out for you. And it was Legend, who is the game, like the master of the game, who sent her the clothes. And so they were like shitty clothes, like drabby clothes. And she's like, oh, I thought like for some reason the clothes would be finer, whatever. She puts on the clothes, she looks at Julian and she's like, what the f, your clothes are so fine. Like she didn't say that to him, but in her head she's like, wow, like his clothes are finer than mine, that's weird. And then he's like, oh wow, I know why he chose you now. And she's like, what do you mean? He's like, your dress. And so she looks in the mirror, and the dress is like, it was an enchanted dress, and it completely transformed. And she's like now wearing this like tight red dress with a corset that has bows on it and ruffles on the skirt. And they're about to leave, and a voice said, I wouldn't go that way if I were you. So now I'm about to read what's going on next, because I'm actually really intrigued by this story. I love the magical aspect. I really like the main character, how she's like, I want to experience caraval, but at the same time I don't want to be punished, like I need to go home. But I'm very intrigued by Legend. Apparently he doesn't age either, so a mesmerizing romance. And I'm like, okay, is this romance, who is this romance between? Is it between Scarlett and Legend? Like, is that who the romance is going to be about, or is it going to be about her and Julian? Because right now they're together, like they're little partners right now. Interessante. So she had a choice to either go inside a clock that would take her directly to Caraval and her sister, but she was like not trustworthy of it, and Julian left, and she's like, because she was considering it, and then she's like, no, like I don't trust you, I don't know you, dude, because he wanted her voice. So then she leaves, and she's looking for Julian. Eventually she finds him. They find the gates of Caraval. It's like noon now, it's like darker, and they go inside, and Julian's like, oh, it doesn't have my name because I'm her fiance. And she's like, oh yeah, you guys are the special guests. So there's 2 ways to enter Caraval. So there's like one way that's like, if you're here to play, you go this way. If you're here to just to watch, you go the other way. They obviously went the way to play. So now I am on the part where it is the night of Caraval Eve. And I was gonna stop there and take a nap because I have to go to work tonight. But I'm intrigued, so I'm gonna keep reading a little further. So they're now at the inn. Julian was left out, but then Scarlett's like, oh, like I'm Master Legend's like special guest, like he invited me and my fiance. She's the innkeeper's like, why didn't you say so? So she let him in because she wasn't supposed to let him in after daybreak. They go to the room, she gives him 2 keys, 2 separate rooms, and then she finds out that the rooms conjoin, so they have to share, and she's like, fuck this. And then he's like, here, I think this was left for you. And it's a note from Legend, and it's a key with her sister's name and what room she's in. So she goes down there to go see, but her sister was busy getting it on with somebody. She's like, don't come in, or like I'll never forgive you if you open that door. And she's like, damn, well, my sister then, she just doesn't want me here. So she's like in the hall, and then somebody comes, and then they're like, hey, like why are you in the hall, this guy and his sister. And she's like, oh, yeah, I was in the wrong room. And I was gonna go ask the innkeeper if she could give me another one. And he's like, you can sleep in my room. So she goes into his room and she falls asleep and she starts dreaming about Legend. And that's where I left off. So I'm gonna take a little nap, wake up, and then read the first night of Caraval. I'm so excited. So in the morning, we had read 121 pages, which I think is pretty good. I like the magical aspects a lot. It's, in a way, it reminds me of like Willy Wonka mixed with Cirque du Soleil. Time to dip back into the world of caraval. Okay, so Scarlet, oh my goodness. So the game started and she has to find Thea, and she's the one that's missing. She goes into her sister's room, and then other people come in her room and they're like grabbing all her stuff, and she's like, hey, like, what are you guys doing? And then they're like, what do you mean? Like, we're just following the clues. Like, we have to look for her, we have to find her so we can get the wish. And she's like, what? After everybody like took all her things and she was trying to avoid it, Julian comes back and he's like, did you even read like the note, the clue? And so she looks at it closer and she sees that Thea is the thing that they need to find. So then her and Julian go on a boat, they find a clue, they use that clue, they go, and she enters this castle, and this castle has like a kissing tent, and so she goes inside because somebody's like, I'll read your future, whatever. So that's where I'm at so far. It's very interesting. I'm like very intrigued, so I'm gonna keep reading and see what goes on next, see if they can find the next clue to find her sister. Okay, so I just finished reading night 1 of Caraval. Now we're on page 171. This is where we're at. Pretty good progress, I say. Okay, I just woke up from my nap, so I'm gonna read a little bit, hopefully. I'm gonna try to finish night 2 before I go to work. So let's dive into night 2 of Caraval. Okay, so I didn't finish night 2 yet. I have 10 more pages of night 2, but I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna take the book to work with me since I do work the night shift. I have a little bit of more downtime than if I were to work in the day. So when I get my breaks or when I have downtime, I'm gonna read, but I'm not gonna film at work. And then in the morning, I'll let you know. Well, later I'm gonna update you once I finish night 2. And then in the morning, I'll let you know how much I read at work, if I was able to. I'm awake now. Update. I read a little bit at work, not too much. I started night 4 of Caraval. Day 4 was something else. Like, my thoughts are just everywhere at this point. It's like, I think I know what's happening, but then I get pulled into another plot twist, and it's like, psych, that's actually not it. So yeah. So we have this much of Caraval left, and we are going to attempt to finish it right now, today, together. And then to start Legendary. And now I'm thinking, well, this feels like a one-off book, you know? But it's a trilogy, so I'm very, very intrigued. So I just finished night 4 of Caraval. And so much has happened. Like, her fiance's there, her dad is there. What the fuck is going on? Like, I think I know something's going on. And I'm like, yes, I know it. I've solved it. No. Because then I get another plot twist thrown at me. So I'm just gonna read night 5 of Caraval, and I'm so nervous, but I'm so excited. Okay, so I finished Caraval, and it was insane, like insane. So here are my final thoughts. I loved it. The world is just like, now I want to play. Like, I want to play the game. I've never wanted to be in a book more, like books that are immersive like this, that they have like games, or this is gonna sound insane, but I wouldn't mind being in the Hunger Games. Like, I would actually want to be in the Hunger Games and fight in the Hunger Games. So it's like, it reminds me of that feeling when I was like watching the Hunger Games and like reading the Hunger Games. Like, I wish I was in those worlds to have those experiences, because I want to play Caraval so bad. Final thoughts. For a debut novel, this is really good, really impressive. Thoughts about the characters. I loved Scarlet. Her sister kind of pissed me the hell off. Like, I literally wanted to punch her in the face. At certain times, I'm like, why are you doing this to your sister? Julian, he is my baby love. I love him so much. Like, am I gonna meet Legend? Because there were so many times where I'm like, okay, this person's Legend, and I never met him, never saw him, and I was like, what the frick? My mind is just blown. So many things, like plot twists and turns that I did not see coming, that I thought, oh, I see this clearly. No, did not see it coming. And there's a second book. This could have been like a one and done, but she turned it into a trilogy. Like, if she didn't write the epilogue, it could have been a one and done. Now I'm intrigued because in the epilogue it's a note to Thea from Legend, I'm assuming, and it's like, you will meet your mom soon. And I'm like, well, their mom left, so now I'm intrigued and I need to meet the mom. So we're gonna drop into the second book of the Caraval series, which is Legendary. So let me go get that real quick. Ah! Legendary. Ooh, okay. The back is another note. It says, Legend has chosen you to play a game that may change your destiny. Your journey will begin at the fated ball. The game officially begins at midnight on the 30th of the growing season and ends at dawn on Elantines Day? Elantines Day? How the fuck do you say that word? Time to read the synopsis. I'm so excited. A heart to protect, a debt to repay, a game to win. After being swept up in the magical world of Caraval, Donatella Dragna has finally escaped her father and saved her sister Scarlet from a disastrous arranged marriage. The girls should be celebrating, but Thea isn't free. She made a desperate bargain with a mysterious criminal, and what Thea owes him, no one has ever been able to deliver. Caraval Master Legend's true name. What? The only chance of uncovering Legend's identity is to win Caraval, so Thea throws herself into the legendary competition once more, and into the path of a murderous heir to the throne, a doomed love story, and a web of secrets, including her sister's. Caraval has always demanded bravery, cunning, and sacrifice, but now the game is asking for more. If Thea can't fulfill her bargain and deliver Legend's name, she'll lose everything she cares about, maybe even her life. But if she wins, Legend and Caraval will be destroyed forever? Oh my goodness. What? What? This is insane. We're gonna start this in a bit, and then we're just gonna read... Ooh, Isla de los Sueños. We're just gonna read a little bit. So we're gonna read the prologue plus the first 7 chapters, but I'm gonna go eat, and then we're gonna jump into Legendary. Yo, I'm so sad. So I was in a vlog because today I did a little bit of Christmas shopping and then I did some book shopping, but I totally forgot the camera. But this was the look. I got this cute sweater at Target, but we are going to continue reading Legendary. We're gonna try to read half of it or finish it, but I mean, it's been 24 plus hours since I have had a night's rest, and the most rest I got was like maybe a 30-40 minute nap earlier, so we're gonna see how much I can read before I crash. Okay, I put my Spider-Man shirt on and some sweats, and we are going to continue reading Legendary. Where did I leave off? Because I don't actually remember where I left off. I know that they're already at the... I started. It's night 1 of Caraval. I'm gonna read the entire first night of Caraval. I'm gonna make it my mission to do that, which is this much. Not too bad, so... That's like 80 pages. That's not bad. I can probably do that in an hour. But I'm tired, so I might have to reread. So maybe not an hour. We'll find out. It's him, it's him, it's him, it's him. It's Jax. Jax finally appeared. Okay, I totally forgot I mentioned this earlier, but I'm pretty sure I met Jax earlier. Like, I felt, because it said, oh, he smelled of apples, and I was like, that's Jax. Like, the reason I'm starting the Caraval series is because of Jax, because I want to read Once Upon a Broken Heart. And right here, I finally get my introduction. It says, you can call me Jax. It's him. I think I'm gonna highlight it, but I don't have a highlighter on me and I'm too lazy to get up from my spot. I'll tab it for now, so I can remember to highlight it. I'm excited now. Ooh, I had a feeling he was gonna be the fiance. Oh, so she snuck into I don't even know if I said this. I don't think so. So she snuck in, well, to the castle because she was late, and she's like, oh, Dante's like, she's the fiance of the heir, let her in, and she's like, whatever, fuck it, I'm gonna play along. And he's like, he's dangerous, like he kills people, whatever. She's like, I don't give a fuck. So yeah, and she's wearing this beautiful blue dress. And now, I had a feeling it was gonna be Jax. Like, in my head, I'm like, the fiance is probably Jax. And I was right. Joint slay. I'm gonna keep reading. So when Thea was a little girl before her mom left, she found a deck of cards. And in the deck of cards, like, there was the Prince of Hearts. And his kiss was to die for. And she was like, she was told, I think, she was telling herself, she's like, I would never, like, kiss, like, he couldn't be that good of a kisser and whatever. So she's, like, with Jax and they're dancing. And she's kissing him and she's like, wow, like, this is, like, I've never had a kiss like this. And then she put it all together and she's like, this is a kiss I would die for. And then he bit her. He's the Prince of Hearts. So, which for some reason in my mind, like, it didn't click, even though, like, there's a spade on here. His name is literally Jax. So I just read the chapter, and so her mom is stuck in a card, which Jax said he was stuck in a card. So he's a fate. So I'm like theorizing, like, why else would Donatella's mom have the cards if she wasn't a fate, and that's why she's stuck in the card? Her mom's probably a fate. And I'm still confused on either, because I know, like, when you say her name, it's Donatella, not Donatella, or no, Donatella. I don't, because it's not Donatella, it's Donatella. But when it's just Tella, I don't say Tella, I say Thea. I say it in Spanish. So if that's how you hear it and you're like, bitch, you're saying it wrong. No, that's just how my brain is working. It's like a bunch of the names are in Spanish, so when I see Tella's name, Tella just sounds wrong. Like Thea sounds like prettier, so I say Thea. But I'm gonna keep reading. But that's my little update. Okay, so last night I finished reading the entirety of night 1, Caraval, and now I'm about to start night 2. So some plot points that I don't think I addressed last night before, because I totally fell asleep right after reading it. First and foremost, so obviously we know that Paloma is hidden inside of the card, and Jax knows how to get her out, but he wants Legend, not just Legend's name anymore, he wants all of Legend. So Thea has to win the game so she can give Legend to Jax. I have a feeling I might know who Legend is, but I thought that last Caraval and I was wrong. So there's gonna be like a masquerade type of ball. Thea chose a mask that wasn't supposed to be on there, that represents the lost heir to the throne. So she's gonna wear it. Okay, so everybody has received the first clue. The first clue says, the other clues you'll need are hidden throughout the city. To possess the second one, venture somewhere pretty. This region of Valenda was once so tragic, but now it promises faith and magic. And when she read the first clue, or when Jax read the first clue aloud, he's like, oh, it's gonna be in the Temple District. So I'm gonna read the entirety of night 2 of Caraval. I have errands to run today. I have to clean my room and do all that. So we're gonna read that much. Not too bad. I want to finish this book today and start finale, so we're gonna grind. I'm trying to figure out the hair situation, okay? But whoa, what did I just listen to? So I'm listening now to Legendary because I'm like, I don't want to waste any time not reading, so I'm listening to it now. And my suspicions were true. At least I hope I'm not being bamboozled right now, but Dante is Legend, which is what I thought at first, but I wasn't sure. Now I'm definitely sure. What in the world? I was right? Because Dante just called Julian brother, and Legend is Julian's brother. I knew it! I didn't know it in the first book. I thought of it, but then I'm like, no, why would he, like, allow himself to die? Unless he didn't. I don't know. I'm very, what right now? Okay. Hey guys, so I'm back from my busy day. Another busy day. I was able to read, and I'm putting it in quotations because I am listening to the audiobook because if I didn't, we would be behind. We would have, instead of being on chapter 35, we would have been on chapter 22. But thanks to the audiobook, I was able to listen, and we listened to this much so far. So, from last update, we were here, now we're here. And I read night 3 of Caraval, what should have been night 4 of Caraval, and night 5 of Caraval. So, okay, you do pronounce Thea's name Tella, and I have been saying Thea the entire time, again, because, you know, the Latin accent. But when I was listening to it, like, the narrator just kept calling her Tella. So now in my head, it's Tella, so for the rest of the book, I'll probably be referring to her as Tella, now that it's stuck in my brain. So, if you're like, the shift is because I started listening to the audiobook and they refer to her as Tella, not Taya. So, yeah, you guys are probably like, finally. We're gonna keep on reading. So now that we're on chapter 35, so far, I have a feeling that Dante is Legend, but I feel like he could not be at the same time because Stephanie Garber just likes to mess with my emotions. So Tella found out that her mom's name is not Paloma, her name is Paradise, and that she's a criminal, and that she used to steal things, that people used to pay her to steal things. And the deck of cards that she found, the fates are stuck inside, and she thinks that is what Legend is trying to find, so he can free the fates and they'll be powerful again and destroy Legend. Now she thinks, and the same thing I think, that Legend is Dante. Like, she's scared that she wants to, like, save her mom, but at the same time she's, like, worried. Oh, more on her mom. So her mom hid something in a vault, and the way to open it is through the key, which is the opal ring that Tella has been wearing since her mom left. And she found out that in order for her mom to keep things in this safe that is guarded by the stars, she traded Tella. She gave them Tella. I'm like, damn, that's so brutal. Like, you really did that? That's hella fucked up. Tella found out and she's like, I don't want her. I don't want to save her anymore. And so she's mad at her mom. That's where I'm at. And she feels like Scarlett's keeping something from her. And I also think Scarlett's keeping something from her. And we gotta find out what it is. So we have this much left. I'm gonna sprint read it. We are going to finish tonight and start the final book. The scene I'm reading, I feel like I should film. I feel like something's gonna happen and I should film just in case. I'm so nervous because she finally opened her mother's vault and is retrieving the deck of cards, and she's like, the deck of cards is what Legend wants. But I'm like, who the fuck is Legend? Is Legend Julian? Is Legend Dante? I can't, so I'm scared. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm so nervous. Okay. I'm on chapter 39 now. I'm so nervous. Oh my gosh, the camera battery is flashing. I have to charge you. Ah! Okay, I'm gonna charge you, but I'm gonna keep reading, and I'll update on my phone if anything happens. Oh my gosh, is it Legend? Holy shit, is Dante Legend? Because, okay, when Nigel read her, like, told her about the future, he told her, if you win Caraval, the first face you will see is Legends. And she's, like, walking out with the cards, like, she won Caraval, because, you know, that's what Dante, like, Legend wanted the cards. And it says, Tella, a low, achingly familiar voice called from the base of the steps, followed by the echo of Dante's head. He was waiting for her to get the cards. Do you understand what this means? That means he is Legend. Like, he has to be. There's no other explanation for it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She goes, because he tells her, he's like, open your eyes. Tella, look at me. I can't talk to you like this. And she's like, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to Legend. And he goes, oh my gosh, then open your eyes and speak to me. There's no fucking way. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Brain. Oh my goodness, they're kissing. What? I feel like he's kissing her to distract her so he could steal her cards. Ugh. Oh, he didn't even look at the cards? Oh my goodness. What in the frickle-dickle just... Okay. What? Okay. So she's like, fuck, I want to save both my mom and Dante. I don't want Jax to kill him, you know, and take all his power. So she's, oh my gosh. She wrote her name in blood on the back of the card, and she's, okay. And she's trading places with her mother. She's gonna be trapped in the card now. I can't do this. I can't do this! Fuck. I can't do this shit. Oh my goodness. What? Just, I need a highlighter. I need a highlight. What? Got the highlighter, got the pen. I have not been annotating any of these books for the mere fact that I just want to enjoy myself, you know, and read through them. But right now, we're not doing none of that. Oh my gosh. Okay. He just like covered the deck in blood and like said words. And the start, oh my goodness. Fertella. This boy, who never seemed to care about anyone but himself, shook with rage. When will it be my turn? That noise. Our other boyfriend is back, aka Jax. He's sauntering up and he's like, I told you it was a bad idea to put yourself in a card. Oh my gosh, I totally don't know if I mentioned this. If I didn't, I'm gonna mention it now. She felt his heartbeat, and the only way she could feel his heartbeat is if he met his one true love who could make his heart beat again, and both of their hearts synced at the same time. Like, her heartbeat wasn't slow anymore. It was fast again. So, she's his one true love? But I'm confused because of the couple in Once Upon a Broken Heart. Like, unless he, like, met Evangeline, I'm so confused. And, like, she's lost heir. This plot in this book is insane. Okay. It's a him. I thought the lost heir was a fucking girl. That's why I thought it was Evangeline. Or, like, even her mom. It says, he said him. Fucking Jax. I think it's time I go. Your mother still needs finding. No. Taya screamed, and he goes, after all this time, you don't want to see her? She's like, of course I want to see her. I don't want you touching her. And he says, I'll put some gloves on. Oh my gosh, he's fucking funny. Scarlett is talking to her real fiance. She is so, oh my gosh, I'm gonna kick her ass. Like, she's giving Julian a chance, but she's also giving Nicholas a chance. I mean, she's real though. She's like, two men like want me, girl. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, I have a theory. I have another theory. Before it gets proven. Okay. Remember how I was like, oh, now it says that Jack said that the heir is a him. And Dante talked about his mom, how she, I don't know, gave him up. I think it's Dante. Legend is the heir. Watch. Oh my gosh, it is. It says every hair on Tella's body stood at attention when she saw him. I was right. Second theory, that was correct. Epilogue. I'm like, I still have this much more to read. What do you mean? First of all, before I read the epilogue, I'm gonna give you my overall thoughts about this book. The plot, love it, was so much better than the first book in the series. I really, really enjoyed Tella's third-person POV. I think it was so cool following Tella around instead of Scarlett. I'm not gonna lie, in the first book, I fucking hated Tella. Like, I literally wanted to punch this bitch because she was just putting Scarlett through so much. But now, I love her. I understand her now. And I love her. And I adore her. So, we're gonna read the epilogue now. What the fuck is going on? Okay. I finished Legendary. I'm gonna start finale, and we're gonna see how far I get tonight. I have to work tomorrow night, but it's okay if I read a bunch today or tonight and try to stay awake, because I have to sleep throughout the whole day anyways, and I don't want to waste a whole night and a whole day. So we're gonna just try and stay awake, and I think I have a little bit more energy now. So we're gonna read finale. I'm assuming it's another game. It doesn't say it's a game though. It's just his coronation. And I'm like, okay, I kind of want to read half of it. That says Donatella. Oh, I think it's both Scarlet and Donatella's POV. Okay, let's see if I can read 262 pages. That's half. And then I'll just have that left. We're gonna sprint this bitch. And so, before the beginning? So is that how, like, the parts are gonna be in the book? Okay, I've read 92 pages, and so far, so Legend has been visiting Tala in her dreams every night, and then one night he didn't. Oh, and he's been doing this for 2 months, by the way. Every night, and one night he didn't show up after the night before the dream was abruptly cut off, so Tala was like, oh my goodness, he's in danger. So being the girly she is, she's like, I have to go, Scarlet. I'm gonna go see if he's in danger. I'm gonna go to the palace. Can you watch our mother? And this is on the day that Scarlet plans to meet up with Count Nicholas, her ex-fiance. And she's like, oh, no. Whatever. She's like, you have to be back by this time. And Tella's like, I promise. I love my girl Scarlet. Scarlet decides, fuck this. Like, Tella's late. I'm gonna go see Count Nicholas. And Julian has been gone for 5 weeks, and she's coming back. And guess what? Julian, out of the blue, just shows up, and he's like, I'm gonna go with you. And she's like, but you have to pretend to be my cousin. And he's like, I'll pretend. He did not pretend. They basically got into, like, a man fight over her, saying, like, 100 him. And she's like, fine, we're gonna make a competition out of this. And then she finds out, as they're coming back to the estate where they live, that there was a family that was, like, frozen, but their hearts were still beating. And there was a note from Poison, who is one of the Fates. And Scarlet's like, oh my gosh, do you think the Fates are released? And Julian's like, I don't know. So then Tella comes back. She goes home, finds that her mother is awake. Her mother pretended to act weak just so she could get away from Tella. And then Tella leaves and smells magic and follows it, and then she finds her mother. Her mother poisoned her ass so she could be paralyzed, and hides her, and she's like meeting up with this guy who's a Fate, and like she kills him, and then he kills her. And Tella was like about to make a noise, and like somebody covers her lips, stops her from talking, and he's like, no love, you can't do anything for her. And he smells like apples. Who could it be? Who could it be? But that's my little update, and I'm gonna keep reading because already in these 92 pages the plot, it's insane. I am actually like obsessed with the dual POV of both the sisters. I love Scarlet so much, but I think I love Donatella just that bit more, because after reading about her and her point of view, I understand her a bit more, because in Caraval I did hate her. The Fate that her mom tried to kill, who then killed her in return, is the fallen star. He's like the fate of all fates. And Legend wants to get rid of the fates, and the witch that gave him the powers told him the only way is, I think, hurt or kill the fallen star, and then the fates would be ageless. It's like they wouldn't age, but if they were to die, they wouldn't come back to life. Holy shit. Oh my gosh, so he's like up here. He's like the main one. It's 2 a.m. I'm gonna go to sleep. I left off on page 163. I'm really liking this book more than the first 2 so far, because I get both sisters' perspectives. But I'm gonna go to bed now. I'll see you when I see you. Good morning. I don't know if I ever updated you guys on where I left off with finale and like what I read. I think I just said I read this much and then I went to sleep. So we know that her mom is dead, and now Tella and Scarlet is meeting with Count Nicholas. We know that. The Fates are escaping and to get rid of all the Fates and make them ageless, they have to kill the fallen star, and the weakness to the falling stars to make him fall in love, because that makes them human and ageless. But that's the same thing that's gonna mess up Legend, and Tella's like, he's not gonna, like, the fallen star's not gonna fall in love with anybody, like, he's just gonna kill him because he doesn't want to be human. So now Tella is asking Jax for help, and Scarlet is in love with Julian, but she's like, I have to give the Count a chance. So both sisters' stories are really, I'm obsessed. I think they're so interesting. So I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna try to read as much as I can because I do have to work tonight. I would love to finish it and just like sprint and not be distracted. So Scarlett is gonna meet Nicholas to tell him that the game's over because she just wants to be with Julian. And she's like, oh, she doesn't want to meet at the castle because of the midnight maze that Legend is doing. So she meets him at the docks. And they put a black bag over her head and they said, be careful with her. He wants his daughter undamaged. Ugh, her fucking low-life dad is back in this bitch. I hate this. I hate her dad. No, absolutely not. So she's in the maze, Tella is in the maze, and she found Legend, and he tells her, I want to make you immortal so he can marry her and they can be together forever. I can't. Oh my gosh, I cannot do this today. Scarlett's dad is not Marcelo Dragna. It's Gabriel, the fallen star. Her dad is the fate. That's who kidnapped her. My mind is like, I can't. Oh my gosh, let me keep reading. Guys, I finally finished the Caraval series. Here are all 3 books. I finally finished them, and saying that is insane. I started this book December 1st. It's now December 6th. So it took me like 2-ish days to read each book. We are not gonna hop into Once Upon a Broken Heart just yet because I don't want to get burned out. So I'm gonna edit this video, but my final thoughts. Let's talk about my thoughts, my overall rating, my thoughts about the entire book, the characters, the highlights, everything. First, we're gonna talk about the shit that went down in the finale. What? First of all, Scarlett's dad being the fallen star is insane to me. The fact that I literally read this page on my break and I literally lost my mind. Like, in a good way and a bad way. Because Tella finds out, first of all, Tella and Jax got married. Like, Jax tricked her into marrying him when he told her that he was going to take all her grief away and all she had to do was say these words. But, like, they were married the entire time. Anyways, when I found that out, I was gagged. I was like, excuse me? So what the fuck are you married to him? Anyways. And then she's like going with him and telling him, she's like, how do I get out of this? And he's like, well, all you gotta do is this. He's like, but I want you. She's like, no, this is possession, blah, blah, blah. And then she asks him, if I do this, if I sever our connection, will I still be your true love? Why would you care? Jax said, I imagine after today you won't be kissing me again. And then she goes, just answer the question, Jax. And he goes, I don't know if you're my true love, Donatella. All I know is I want you to be. Jax, if you do not chill out right now, boy. Oh my gosh. And then he goes, I know what I did was wrong, but if you're looking for a sad story where I justify what I've done, you're not going to find it. I'm the villain, even in my own story. But you were supposed to play a different role. Misery filled his eyes. You were supposed to be my true love. You were supposed to want me, not him. Him being Legend. You were supposed to be as obsessed with me as I am with you. If you're holding back from ending this because you think I'll kill you or hurt you once our connection is severed, that thought could not be further from the truth. When I told Legend I'd kill you if he didn't give me the power I needed, I didn't mean it. I wouldn't have done it. A part of me even hoped he'd say no, so that you would walk away from him and choose me. I'm selfish and I want you, but I would never harm you. And then Tella goes, you already have. And then she slashed his chest with a dagger. I felt like she stabbed me in the chest with the dagger. Like, this man just poured his heart out without, like, trying to say shit. And then she, like, stabs the man. I cannot do this. Like, that killed me. And then Tella kills the fallen star. Like, they made him human for a split second. Scarlett made him love. Made him feel human. She went back in time, stole a dress from her mom. All that went down. She comes back and she pretends to be her mom, and then she like says fuck the act, and then she's telling him, like talking to him, and then he cries, and it's like gold tears until it turns into like real silver tears. And once that happens, Tella stabs homie in the heart. She's like, ching, you're gone. And then Scarlett cries. And she's like, why am I crying? He was a bad person, blah, blah. Tella saved everybody because she's a baddie. But Scarlet is still a crown princess. Like, she became the empress. Her, Scarlet. Then at the end, her and Legend are gonna go on another adventure. And Jax, who knows where Jax is? All the Fates disappeared. They're all ageless, not immortal anymore. If they die, that's it for them. My favorite book of the series was, can we guess? Drum roll, please. Boom, boom. Finale. Finale was my favorite because I had both of the sisters' point of views, and that I just ate it up. I loved Scarlet so much, but in Scarlet's book, I fucking hated Tella. Guys, I thought she was the most selfish, self-absorbed bitch ever in the whole world to do that to her sister. I hated her ass. I was like, this bitch, she lies to her, she does all this to her. Like, why are you doing that to your sister who just wants to love you? But then when I read Legendary, I understood. Okay, so we're gonna talk about how I rated them. Obviously, this is my favorite. I gave this one a 5 stars. This one I gave a 4 star, and then this one I gave a 4.5 star. It's like it just kept going higher. So, thoughts on this one. This one was really cute, an amazing introduction. I loved Caraval, okay? The game was amazing, the clues and everything. Highlight of this book was that Scarlet was able to bring Tella back to life with a love and a wish. This one, first of all, introduction to baby Jax. Lover, husband, baby, everything. Ugh, my lovely baby. Find out who Legend is. I had theories, and I was right. More Tella. We get to know more about the inside of her brain, about how she feels. Love her. She takes charge. She a baddie. The game is focused on Tella. They go to Valenda and all the Empress and shit, and we find out more about the Fates and all of that. That was just so dope. Obviously, the highlight of this book was Jax. I'm just kidding. The highlight of this book was everybody working together. Like, everybody. Like some of the Fates were working together with Legend and Julian and Scarlet and Tella. And like Tella trusting her sister enough to do things even though like she doesn't want her to, and Scarlet doing the same thing, like not being super overprotective of Tella. Like, both of the characters have grown so much, and that was lovely to read and be a part of their journey, even though they're both only 17 and 18, which this entire time I really thought that they were like 18, 19. I'm gonna still gaslight myself and say that they are. That was my final thoughts on the entire Caraval series. Now, time to edit this video and post it so I can post my cute little Instagram post that I posted. Here it is. Go click the link in my description, go like and comment. Let's have you guys comment a specific emoji to see if you guys came from the video. Okay, let's comment a purple heart. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched until the end of this video, comment a little apple emoji for Jax, or a blue, the baby blue heart for Tella, or the dark red heart for Scarlet. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe. Sorry, the trash is coming, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!